Before we get started on today's video, I'd like for you to give this video a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. And feel free to leave a comment on any future videos you'd like to see from me. Hi! Today I'm going to be redrawing a 4-day or 5-day-old illustration I did for a Draw This in Your Style created by Hobbish.Comics for her webtoon series The Witch's Stone. So I will briefly talk about that, and then I'm going to get into a story time while you guys see the time lapse in the video. Okay, so the illustration that I'm redrawing, I kind of did something a little bit different. So I started, the first one that I did, I didn't really like. I feel like it was rushed. It's messy. I didn't take very much time on it. Again, I said, I rushed it. I'm not happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and redraw it. Now, I didn't really stay within, the confines of the Draw This in Your Style. I did change it. I almost made it like a manga panel, but not really. So the new one you see me drawing is completely different. But you know what? Before that, because I forgot to mention, you can find Hobbish.Comics webtoon, The Witch's Stone, in the description down below. I went ahead and linked the webtoon. If you guys are interested in reading it, it is rated 18+, so just be mindful of that. And yeah, go check out her webtoon. I actually started reading it, and yeah, I'm kind of hooked. I'm not gonna lie. The story, yeah, it's I'm very interested. I could totally see this. I always say this about people's stuff. I could see this as an anime. I could see this as a Netflix show. I could totally see this as a Netflix series. Honestly, I can. I'm very interested. I think I'm on episode 5 right now, but you know what? I'm digging it. Like, it's good. So I do recommend it. I do think that y'all should check it out. So yeah, link in the description down below. Okay, now I'm going to be talking about, just really quickly, about the new one. And I don't really have much to say other than it's just, the redraw is more in a manga style. I mean, the first one kind of was, but kind of wasn't. I don't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm still learning and growing as an artist. So please this is not a follow me, tutorial. Absolutely not. This is me just think of these videos more as a documentation of my art journey. That's kind of how I feel about them. I'm putting it out there because really it's for me. I want to document my process, because when I look back a year from now, I want to be able to say, oh, this is what I improved in, or oh, this is what I still need to improve in. So that's what these videos are for. But anyways, and then I just kind of get to talk about, my bullshit life, But anyways, so yeah, the redraw is more manga style. What are my words? Where are my words? Strawberry vocabulary. Okay. The redraw, sorry, I have allergies. The redraw is more in a manga style. More, I think, gosh, my words. I say it's more manga style-esque than the first one. The first one I was just kind of throwing stuff together because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I also have a really hard time redrawing someone else's character for whatever reason. Like, that is something I need to get better at. It's just so hard for me to draw other people's characters. I feel like I never do them justice. I get, the nerves that someone gets when you have to, like, what is it called? When you're kind of like when you invite someone over for dinner, but you get like, it's performance anxiety, strawberry. I don't know what it is, but it's like I get nervous and like I have a lot of anxiety about redrawing someone else's character because I think I'm not going to do them justice and it's going to look like shit. And they're going to be like, wow, this is a crappy, it's anyways, whatever. That's just me. That's a me thing. Okay. But yeah, I could not get my head, wrapped around the character design. I don't know why. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I was having a really hard time redrawing the character, and I don't know why, but it's just everybody's character. Like, I've done other redraws or like fan art for other people's stuff, which has been taken down now, but because I hated it. But I just had a really hard time. I don't know. Anyways, just, okay. I took the text from one of the chapters, and I can't remember if it was chapter 3, 4, or 5, because that's kind of where I left off, where there was a character that was introduced, and Luna had, okay, you know what, I'm not going to say anything. She had bumped into this new character, and then that's why those names are on there. So at this point of the story, Luna has already met these characters, and that's why. So I just kind of, like, I didn't redraw the one little panel that Hobbish.Comics did. I didn't. It's like I mashed it. It's like I mashed the draw this in your style where Luna is, standing outside with the moon and the clouds, except I didn't incorporate the moon. I incorporated the clouds, and then I incorporated that text from that one scene in one of the episodes. So it's kind of like a mash, I guess. Oof, I'm so sorry if I didn't do this any justice. But yeah, I thought that would be kind of interesting. I was like, oh, because it kind of feels manga-y. So anyways, okay, and that's pretty much it. So enjoy the rest of the time lapse of me drawing not my character. Oh, no. Hobbish.Comics character Luna from The Witch's Stone. Again, you can find the link in the description down below. All right, so let's get into a little story time. I'm not going to make this too awfully long, but just kind of something to listen to while I draw in the background, I guess. So I'm going to be talking about my art school experience, and like not super in-depth art school experience, but just kind of, what I wish I had done back then, and kind of wishing that I had applied myself a little bit more back then. But it's okay. We're on a journey, and it's fine. Yeah, I know things now that I'm older, and I appreciate things more now as an adult, or I guess as an older adult. I went to college when I was 18, so anyways, and this is kind of my experience. So I guess technically I went to an art school. Technically, I mean, it was an art school, but I went to film school. So I was a film major, and I had a pretty fun time. However, I realized that film was not for me, and it kind of sucks because I had gotten into film when I was in high school, well, really like middle school, high school, because I started editing, and I wouldn't say this is film, but I started editing when I was really young. Again, I was like middle school age, and this was, not trying to date myself or anything, but this was like way, like early 2000s. And that was, before YouTube was what it is now. I mean, shit, like YouTube back then wasn't even bought out by Google. I don't think Google bought them out until like 2006, 2007. And yeah, I've been on YouTube since like 2005. Wow, yeah, that's insane. But I started editing videos way back when, and that's kind of what catapulted, I guess, me into film. And that is why I wanted to go to film school, because I would edit videos and I thought that's what film was. Well, Dum Strawberry didn't really do a lot of her research. And, I was just one of those, kind of like a sheltered kid, I think like most of us are. I wouldn't say everyone, but most of us. And, I'm the first in my family to go to college. And, well, I guess I should say in my immediate family, not like my full family, because I have cousins who've gone to college, but in my immediate family, like my immediate household, I'm the first to go to college. So yeah, I feel like I didn't have a lot of guidance, and I'm not trying to say, oh, my mom did a bad job. It was just, she didn't know. how to guide me because she didn't go to college, and I didn't know how to guide me because I had not been to college yet, and I was young and dumb, and I was a teenager, and being a teenager, it's just, oh man. I was, oof. But anyways, I kind of, I applied for film school because I thought that's what I wanted to do. And, I was editing already, and I was like, ooh, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I feel like, it's also the pressure that kids have, when they're in high school as like a junior and a senior. Oh, you have to know what you're going to do for the rest of your life. You're only like 17, 18, but you have to know what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Like, that is not right. And I just feel like society puts so much pressure on us to figure out what we want to do literally for 60 years so young. Like, I had somebody just said, hey, like, maybe just go to community college, get your basics, and figure out what you want to do. I would have been like, oh, you know what? That sounds like a great idea. I mean, back then, maybe not. I was also a very stubborn and hard-headed teenager. I feel like most teenagers are like that. But I was really bad, and I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And I was very much, it was like having that mentality of a child, like, oh, I can be whatever I want to be. But then, you end up going and like pursuing it, and then it's really difficult, and then reality sets in, and life, kicks you in the balls, and you're like, man, not that I have balls, but like it just like slaps you in the face and like throws bricks at you, and then you're like, oh man, yeah, this is not fun, and I didn't realize it was going to be this difficult. So yeah, that's kind of what happened to me. But so I went to film school, and then, like I would say a year in, not even a year in, I realized I didn't want to do this. And I really wanted to switch into animation. However, because it's art school, it's hella expensive. So I was stuck between, either finishing out the degree and just getting a Bachelor of Fine Arts in video production, or starting again from scratch and going into the animation, into the animation department, or, getting an animation degree. And I was like, I don't know if that's what I want to do, because I would have had to pretty much, when you go to art school, because your degree is so like, what am I trying to say? Because your degree is so heavily focused on what you're doing, you only take classes revolving around your major. And that's the difference between a fine arts degree and a Bachelor of Arts degree. So a Bachelor of Arts is, different from a Bachelor of Fine Arts. And so because I was already almost a year into, the film degree, there were only certain classes that would overlap within, into animation. But I would have had to start pretty much from scratch with all of the animation prerequisite courses before I got into the more, advanced animation courses. So it was a long discussion I had with one of my film professors actually, who was super nice. I loved my professors in college. I will say that. I don't think everybody has this experience. I had wonderful professors. They were amazing teachers. Not everybody can be an educator, but those professors were. Like, they were phenomenal. They had the skill and they could teach it. And again, it's not every day you hear that. And especially, going to an art school, you don't hear that very often. I've heard horror stories. So I am very grateful. I'm so grateful that I had very, very amazing, like very good professors, just like amazing professors who knew their craft and who knew how to teach it. But so I had a long conversation with him, and he's like a very humbled guy, like super down to earth dude, just like this awesome, I love him. Like, he's just like this amazing person. And he, had to sit down, a chat with me, like, hey, just, realize that you're gonna have to start from scratch, and, it's expensive. Not that he was, and then, some people might argue, well, he was trying to keep you in his department, because he didn't want to lose a student. I mean, yeah, but he wasn't like that. It was really like finances, the school's already expensive enough. You're going to have to, he was being legit, like he was being genuine, and I could tell. And I was like, yeah. And yeah, so I decided to stick the film degree out. I was unhappy the whole time. I liked working on film sets. Like, I liked my classmates and everything. Like, oh, that was fine and dandy. It was just, I didn't enjoy film. I wanted to draw and create, animations and like other little things. And I realized that, yeah, film was not for me. And unfortunately, I did stick it out and I finished, and now I'm in debt. And, it's my most like regretted decision. I just, hindsight, I know more things now. I'm older, a lot older. I'm more seasoned now. I've had multiple jobs. I've done a lot of things in my life now. And hindsight, it's easy to say, well, if I shoulda, coulda, woulda, this, and this. But, back then, and my mindset was not where it is now. And it was all of those experiences, that life gave me, aside from college, just all of those life experiences that made me who I am today. And I don't want to give that up, and unfortunately, yes, I ended up going into a degree that I didn't love, but I think that's a lot of us. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys have similar experiences, or, I don't know, like going into maybe a degree you didn't really want to do, but you did it anyways because of the money or this or that, or, job opportunity or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to make this too terribly long, but just wanted to kind of give a little story time about, I guess, my college experience, or my art school experience, I guess, if you can really call it that. Film, I do think, is a part of art. So I guess, yeah. And it technically was an art school that I went to. So, sure. But anyways, all right. Well, leave me your comments down below if you've had similar experiences, or if you are currently going through that, or if you're currently kind of struggling or juggling, going into a degree that you don't know that you really want to do, and maybe switching or whatever. And also, I just want to throw out there that art school is not needed. There are so many opportunities. Back then there wasn't as many as there is now, but now there's a plethora of opportunity to learn online, and for a lot cheaper. Now, I'm not saying that these, art classes that you take online are going to be super cheap, but obviously people need to get paid, right? People need to pay bills, but they are definitely a lot more affordable than going to an art school that's going to literally drain you like $50,000 plus for tuition, like per year. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. A word to those who may be kind of contemplating this. Really think about it, and have an open mind. I know, if you're young, if you're like between the ages of like 17 and 21, maybe like 17 and 19, maybe. And if you're stubborn and hard-headed just like me, why not take a step back and really evaluate and assess, what it is that you want to do, and take the critiques, from other people, or, the advice or suggestions. It doesn't mean you have to do it. You just hear people out. Talk to different people from different backgrounds and, different life experiences, and then make your decision based on what you want to do. But after you've kind of gathered, multiple experiences from different people who are more experienced than you, or who may have already lived through it. It's called humbling yourself. And I wish I had done that for me, because I didn't do that. I didn't listen, and I wanted to do what I wanted to do. So definitely a humbling experience. And you know what? I think I want to do a video on humility with art. I definitely want to do that because, I guess humility with anything, but because I'm art channel focused, I guess, humility with art, sure. Do that, and don't be so quick to jump into something just because society is pressuring you to make a decision right now. Like, it is your life, and it is the rest of your life. So do not feel pressured, and, go into it with an open mind and with ease, and everything's going to be okay. All right. Well, this video has gotten way too long, and I think I've said my piece. So yeah, if you like what you see and you like what you hear, consider subscribing to my channel. Click that little notification bell, and yeah, thumbs up this video, and leave me a comment down below on your, I guess, your kind of your point of view on art school or college in general. All right, well, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Oh, and don't forget to check the link in the description for Hobbish.Comics webtoon series, The Witch's Stone. Again, I just have to put this plug in at the end because if you made it all the way to the end, because it really is good. Like, the story it's really interesting. So I definitely recommend it. It's a good read, y'all. It's a good read. I'm barely on episode 5, but you know what? I'm really enjoying the ride, and yeah, I just wanna throw it out there. All right. Bye.